Let me break it to you straight. If you want to make a man crazy about you, to have him thinking about you at 2 a.m., wondering why he can't shake you from his mind, you don't get there by chasing him down like some lost puppy. You don't beg for scraps of his attention. You don't dim your light just to fit into his world. No, you rise. You become the kind of woman who commands respect without even asking for it. The kind of woman who could walk into a room full of kings and make every one of them wonder who she is. See, power doesn't come from loud words or flashy clothes. It's quiet, like the steady hum of a storm before it breaks. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you speak, the way you know who you are without needing anyone else's permission. A lioness doesn't ask for respect. She simply is respected. Why? Because she knows her worth. And when you know your worth, you don't chase, you attract. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." That's the key right there. The deeper you dive into yourself, the more magnetic you become. The more you accept every beautiful, wild, imperfect part of you, the more irresistible you are. Not because you try harder, but because you've stopped trying altogether. You've become real. So if you're ready to stop playing small, to step into that version of you that leaves him breathless, like and subscribe. Let's spread this message to every woman who's forgotten just how powerful she really is. Now, let's get into the heart of this, because making him weak for you, it starts from within. Number 1, own your light, the unseen magnet that pulls him in. Let's talk about something that can't be faked, borrowed, or begged for: self-worth. The kind of confidence that doesn't shout, but hums under your skin like the steady beat of a war drum. This isn't about arrogance or pretending to be untouchable. No, it's about knowing, deep down, that you are the prize. You are not out here running laps to win anyone's affection. You are the finish line. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but how do I know if I really have that self-worth? Here's the truth. It starts when you stop asking for permission to be enough. Carl Jung once said, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." Confidence isn't something you tell people you have. It's something you show by how you move through the world. It's the calm in your voice when others raise theirs. It's the way you don't flinch when someone tries to shake your peace. Imagine this. You're like the sun. The sun doesn't go knocking on windows asking people to notice it. It just shines, and everything around it feels its warmth. That's what self-worth looks like. It's the energy that makes him stop mid-sentence when you walk into a room. Not because of what you wear, but because of the way you carry your spirit, untamed, unapologetic. And yes, there will be moments when doubt creeps in, whispering that you're not enough. But Jung teaches us that the shadow, the dark parts of ourselves we try to hide, needs love too. When you embrace even your insecurities, they lose their power over you. That acceptance, that's your real glow. The woman who knows her worth doesn't chase, she attracts. Like gravity pulling everything toward the earth, her presence draws in those who recognize her value. She becomes unforgettable, not because she tries to be, but because she has become whole. She stands tall, even when no one is watching. So ask yourself, are you ready to shine without shrinking? To be the woman who doesn't wait for validation, but lives in her own truth? Because when you do, he won't just notice you, he won't be able to forget you. Number 2, become the mystery. He can't stop chasing. Let's talk about mystery, the silent power that keeps him on his toes, leaning in closer, wanting more. The woman who truly understands the art of mystery doesn't just capture his attention, she keeps it. She's like a novel he can't put down. With pages he's desperate to turn, wondering what twist, what hidden treasure lies beneath the surface. Here's the thing. When a man feels like he has you all figured out too soon, the thrill fades. It's human nature. We crave the unknown. We're wired to chase what feels just out of reach. Think about it. When was the last time you were hooked on a movie that gave everything away in the first 5 minutes? Never. The best stories unfold slowly, revealing just enough to keep you curious, to keep you guessing. Carl Jung, the great explorer of the human soul, reminds us, the meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. But here's the catch. Transformation doesn't happen when everything's laid out on the table right away. It happens when there's space for curiosity, for wonder, for discovery. So what does this look like in real life? It's holding back just a little, not as a game, but as a gift. Don't feel the need to spill every secret, every story, every emotion in one sitting. Let him earn the right to know the layers of you, the dreams, the fears, the parts of your soul that not everyone gets access to. You're not a glass house where anyone can peer inside. You're a castle with gates. Not everyone gets a key. Mystery isn't about being cold or distant. It's about having depth. It's about showing him there's more to you than meets the eye. Like a deep ocean, still and calm on the surface, but teeming with life below. The man who senses there's more beneath your waves, he won't just stay interested. He'll be captivated, even obsessed. So keep some pages of your story unturned. Let him wonder. Let him work to unlock the next chapter. Because when he realizes there are depths in you that even he hasn't begun to explore, you won't just be another woman he met. You'll be the mystery that lingers in his mind long after the conversation ends. Number 3. Touch his heart, not just his hands. Let's get real. Yes, physical attraction might light the spark, but if you want to make a man weak for you, if you want to live rent-free in his mind and soul, it's all about emotional connection. That's where the real magic happens. Because anyone can catch his eye, but touching his heart, that's rare. That's unforgettable. See, men are taught from the jump to be tough, to wear armor, to never show the cracks underneath. Don't cry. Don't feel too much. Don't show weakness. That's the story they've been fed since they were boys. But underneath that armor, there's a man longing for a place to be real, to breathe, to be seen without the need to always be strong. And when you become that place, the soft landing where he can drop the weight of the world, oh, that's when he becomes yours in ways no one else can touch. Carl Jung reminds us, your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. When you create space for a man to look inside, to share his world, the fears he buries, the dreams he guards, you awaken something deeper than attraction. You awaken connection. But how do you get there? It starts simple. Listen, not with the intent to respond, but with the intent to understand. Pay attention to the stories beneath his words, the things that light him up, the fears that shadow his eyes. Ask about his passions, his struggles, the little details that most overlook. Because when he feels like you care about the man behind the mask, that connection builds thread by thread. And when that happens, physical attraction steps aside for something stronger, something that lasts. He starts to feel safe, like he doesn't have to keep performing. With you, he can just be. And that's the bond that makes him weak for you. Not just for a moment, but for a lifetime. Number 4. Let down your walls, and he'll let down his. Here's a truth most people miss. If you want a man to open his heart, you've got to be brave enough to open yours first. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the bridge between two souls. It's what turns conversations into connection and moments into memories. Without it, everything stays surface level. But when you let down your walls, that's when the real magic happens. Think about it like this. You're standing on opposite sides of a river. You want him to cross over, to meet you where it's real. But the bridge only gets built if you lay down the first plank. If you share a piece of your story, your dreams, your scars, the things that scare you, you give him permission to do the same. It's like saying, hey, it's safe here. You can show me who you really are. Carl Jung, the master of understanding human nature, once said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." Vulnerability is that acceptance in action. When you show him you've embraced your own imperfections, your own messy, beautiful journey, you create a space where he feels safe enough to do the same. And when he feels safe, that's when he lets go of the mask. That's when the connection runs deep. But maybe you're wondering, what if I share too much? What if he doesn't respond? That's the risk of being real. Vulnerability is a leap of faith. It's trusting that your honesty will be met with understanding, or that at the very least, you'll stand tall knowing you stayed true to yourself. And let's be honest, a connection that can't handle the truth of who you are, that's not the connection you want. When two people meet at that level, heart wide open, fears on the table, that's where real intimacy lives. Physical attraction can light a fire, sure, but emotional vulnerability, that's the oxygen that keeps it burning. When a man feels he can be his raw, unfiltered self with you, not only will he want you, he'll need you. Not as a fling, but as his safe place, his home. So, be bold. Share your truth. It's the key that unlocks his. Number 5. Be the flame that burns on its own. Let's get one thing clear. A man might be drawn to your beauty, but what keeps him hooked is your independence, your self-respect, your undeniable sense of self. That's the substance that turns attraction into devotion. It's like fire. He might be mesmerized by the glow, but it's the heat, the steady, unwavering burn that makes him stay close. Too often, women fall into the trap of revolving their whole world around a man, thinking that if they give him everything, their time, their energy, their focus, he'll love them more. But here's the hard truth. Nothing sends a man running faster than feeling like he's your only source of joy, your sole purpose. That kind of pressure, it suffocates. Carl Jung once said, "The shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases." Translation: you can't lose yourself trying to fit someone else's mold. The most magnetic thing about you is the life you've built outside of him, the passions you chase, the dreams that light you up, the friends, the hobbies, the you that exists even when he's not around. A strong man doesn't want someone who clings. He wants a partner, not a passenger. Someone walking her own path, not trailing behind him waiting for direction. When you show him that you love your life, with or without him, it sparks something primal. He doesn't just want to be part of your world, he feels lucky to be invited in. Think of yourself like a tree with deep roots. He can lean on you, rest beneath your shade, but you'll still stand tall, no matter the weather. That kind of strength? That's irresistible. So, ask yourself, do you respect your time, your dreams, your space? Do you honor the woman you are outside of any relationship? Because when you do, you're not just a fleeting moment in his life. You become the woman he needs by his side. The one who inspires him to stand taller, dream bigger, love deeper. And remember, the brightest flame doesn't ask for attention. It burns steady, strong, on its own. Number 6. Lift him up without losing your wings. Let's talk about something powerful, supporting his dreams without dimming your own light. Because here's the thing, a relationship at its core should be about two whole people coming together, not one person folding themselves into the other's shadow. Love is not about sacrifice, it's about synergy, where both of you grow, thrive, and shine. It's beautiful to want to uplift the man you love, to be the voice that tells him, you can do this, when the world makes him doubt. That's part of partnership, cheering for him, standing beside him, helping him rise. But here's where too many women slip. They pour so much into his dreams, his goals, his mission, that they forget they had dreams of their own. Their fire starts to flicker because they've been too busy fanning his flames. Carl Jung once said, "The greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of the parents." In other words, losing yourself in someone else's path doesn't just rob you, it robs the relationship. Because when you dim your own light, you stop bringing your full self to the table. And a man who's truly worth your time, he doesn't want a shadow. He wants a partner who burns just as bright, with her own passions, her own direction. Imagine two trees standing side by side. They grow tall together, their roots strong, their branches reaching high. But they never entangle so much that one stops growing. That's the balance. You support him, yes, but you keep reaching for your own sky. Your goals, your passions, your dreams, they matter just as much. They're not something you put on pause until he makes it. They're the part of you that makes you whole. And trust me, a real man, one who is solid, grounded, and looking for more than just someone to stroke his ego, he'll respect that. He'll need that. When he sees that you have your own fire, your own purpose, he knows you're with him, not out of need, but out of choice. That you're walking beside him because you want to, not because you have nothing else. That makes you invaluable. But what if you feel torn between supporting him and chasing your own path? Here's the secret. It doesn't have to be either or. A healthy relationship is like a dance. Sometimes you take the lead, sometimes he does. You support him when he needs it, but he supports you right back. You build each other up, like bricks in the same foundation. One lifts the other, and together you rise. Now, there will be moments when your dreams clash, when your schedules pull you in different directions, when sacrifices have to be made. That's normal, but never sacrifice who you are. Adjust, compromise, but don't shrink. Don't let your passions collect dust while you build someone else's empire. Jung also reminds us that who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. Supporting his dreams is beautiful, but don't forget to look inside and stay awake to your own. Because the best partnerships aren't about one person soaring while the other stands still. They're about two people lifting each other higher, building a life where both dreams have room to grow. So be the woman who cheers him on, who stands by his side when the road gets tough, but also be the woman who knows her own worth, her own purpose, her own fire. Don't lose your wings while helping him fly. Spread them wide. Chase your dreams while helping him chase his. Because at the end of the day, the strongest love isn't built on sacrifice. It's built on two people who refuse to let go of themselves while holding on to each other. Number 7. Be his sanctuary in a world full of storms. Let's finish this strong. You can have the looks that turn heads, the charm that pulls him in. But if you really want to make him crave you, to need you like air, it's all about the energy you bring into his life. That's the secret most people overlook. Because life is tough. It's heavy. The world out there is throwing punches every day. Stress, responsibility, pressure to always perform. And what every man, every human really is searching for is a place to breathe. A place where they can drop their guard and just be. When a man finds a woman who brings light into his darkness, who makes him feel like he can laugh, like he can breathe deeper when she's around, that's not just someone he wants, that's someone he needs. You become the calm in his chaos, the warmth in his winter, the lighthouse when life feels like rough seas. And no, I'm not saying you've got to be some over-the-top entertainer. You don't need to crack jokes like a stand-up comedian or plan elaborate surprises every weekend. It's simpler and stronger than that. It's about bringing lightness. It's about finding adventure in the small things, laughter in the quiet moments. It's about being able to dance in the kitchen on a random Tuesday, turning a simple drive into a memory, or sharing a smile when the world feels like it's weighing him down. Carl Jung once said, "The greatest gift you can give someone is your own happiness." Why? Because happiness is contagious. Your peace, your joy, your ability to bring positivity into a space, it spreads. It lifts the people around you. When you walk into a room with good energy, with a calm spirit, it's like flipping on a light switch in a dark house. But here's the hard truth. Life won't always be light and easy. There will be moments of struggle, moments where everything feels like it's falling apart. And that's when this matters even more, because anyone can smile when things are good. But the woman who can bring peace in the storm, who can face challenges without letting chaos consume her, that's the woman who becomes irreplaceable. Think of yourself like the eye of a hurricane. The world can spin and rage all around, but inside that eye, there's stillness, calm, strength. That's the energy you bring when you know how to hold peace within yourself, no matter what's happening outside. But maybe you're asking, how do I bring that energy when life gets hard? Here's the secret. It starts within. It starts with knowing how to fill your own cup first. It's about learning to sit with yourself, to nurture your own peace, so that you don't bring your storms into the relationship. Jung taught that everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. Translation: when you feel yourself getting pulled into negativity, when stress creeps in, look inward, heal, grow, bring yourself back to center. Because when you become that source of light, not just for him, but for yourself, that's when you're magnetic. That's when he comes back again and again, not because you demand it, but because your presence feels like home. A place where he can laugh, let go, and breathe. So be the joy in his heavy world. Be the peace in his noisy life. Be the woman who lifts him up without dragging herself down. Share the adventure in the everyday. Laugh at the little things. And when the storms roll in, stand strong as his calm. Because beauty might catch his eye, but it's your energy, your peace, your light, that will make him crave your presence like nothing else. That's the woman he can't walk away from. That's the woman who stays in his heart long after the moment has passed. And there you have it, the keys to becoming the woman who doesn't just catch his eye, but captures his soul. Remember, it's not about changing for anyone. It's about stepping fully into your power, your light, your truth. That's what makes you unforgettable. If this message hit home, don't keep it to yourself. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let me know which part spoke to you the most. Share this with a sister who needs that reminder of her worth. Together, let's build a tribe of women who know they are the prize. Until next time, stay powerful, stay radiant,